giving your voice away? Are you giving your voice away? I am in a leadership program right now. This conversation was inspired by something that happened in one of our sessions recently. So because it's a leadership program, that we do a lot of activities during our sessions that require us, it's like group stuff and group work and giving you scenarios, and you have to kind of talk through how you would handle it and what you would do, and then be ready to kind of defend your position and all of those things, right? So we were doing a class activity where people had to decide what side of an issue they were on, agree, disagree, or unsure. At the last one, they brought us all together and we talked about it as a group. And one of the facilitators asked a question. They said, well, does anybody feel like their voice wasn't heard? Before we break and before we say this assignment is complete, does anybody feel like their voice wasn't heard? And a young lady raised her hand. And she raised her hand, and naturally, kind of the people that she was in a group with were kind of looking at her like, okay, so what's up with that? And one of the ladies in her group actually said, okay, well, she said, she was asked, were you purposely being quiet, or did you feel like you were being overtalked? Because if somebody's, been doing a group assignment with you and the teacher comes and asks, well, does anybody feel like their opinions weren't honored? Does anybody feel like, their perspective weren't respected? And somebody raised their hand. Naturally, if you're in a group with them, that's going to make you say, well, did I do anything? Like, was it me? So somebody in her group asked her, why do you feel like that? Was that on purpose? Or, did you feel like everybody else in the group just kind of swallowed you up? And she paused and she said, well, I guess I just wanted to give others a chance. So essentially what she was saying is she had silenced herself because she was thinking about the other people in her group might have had something to say, and she wanted to give them the opportunity to do it. But at what cost? What was the cost of considering that other people might have had something to say? The cost was you leave the assignment feeling like your voice wasn't heard. That was the cost. So that begs the question, are you, woman watching this right now, giving your voice away? Are you choosing to self-silence for whatever reason it is? Either to give other people a chance, to shield somebody else's feelings, to make somebody else feel comfortable, to be liked. Are you choosing to silence yourself? Society kind of conditions us to self-silence because of the judgment that is placed on women that are loud. The judgment that is placed on women with opinions. The judgment that is placed on women who are the opposite of wallflowers. So there is an implied category. There is an implied judgment on. There's an implied value on women being silent, because when women show up and they speak their opinion and they voice their thing and they say what it is that's on their mind, they are judged and treated and perceived to be a certain way. And because it is negative, that tells other women, don't be that. Don't do that. You need to be quiet. You need to mute yourself. You need to speak in hushed, dulcet tones. F that. Studies show that women who bottle up their emotions and self-silence are at increased risk for a whole bunch of physical and mental ailments compared to their loudmouth peers. And I purposely say loudmouth as a woman who was a loudmouth, proud loudmouth. When you when you swallow what is supposed to come out, you do damage to yourself. You train yourself to defer to other people. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing to consider others. I'm not saying that's bad. What I'm saying is you can consider others and still speak your piece. You can consider others and still have your boundaries. You can consider others and still open your mouth. It doesn't it's life is rarely either or. The beauty of being a grown woman on your journey of creating your big beautiful life is you can operate in the space of and. I'm always the one to ask, well, why not both? Why can't I have the chicken and the beef? Why can't I have rice and potatoes? Why can't I have dessert and an appetizer? I live in and. You're not going to have me in either or. You're not going to box me in like that. So we can be considerate of others. And this is the thing, going back to the example from my leadership program. So that situation happened in our first session. And in the 2 sessions we've had since then, this same person, she has been speaking up more. And I love that, because by her having to admit that she was choosing to silence herself and then using the excuse she wanted to give other people a chance, like it's clear that she realized, well, I just can't do that anymore. That's just unacceptable. I have to put my own oxygen mask on. I gotta take care of me. I gotta make sure that this temple is as balanced and as whole and as healthy as it could possibly be. And because this is the thing, when I do that for me, then I can help you recognize when you're not doing it. But if I'm walking around here like this to myself, I can't tell you, can't help you get yourself together because you can't even understand what I'm saying. Because I'm doing this to myself. We got to stop that. We have got to stop giving our voices away. We have got to stop dealing with and accepting and being quiet about stuff that is unacceptable. We have got to give our opinions. You have those opinions for a reason. Let me tell y'all something. Some of those rooms that you are in, those people are idiots. And you are there in those rooms to help those idiots see the light. But if you keep being quiet, those idiots will keep walking around oblivious to their idiocy. And then who is helped by that? Nobody. Open your mouth.